many things to
Okay,
come.
sweetheart. So there is part number 3. There is nothing to get, and yet there is everything to get.
Of course.
Yes.
I don't know
I would
why, but here it's
I would
always
get a
quite
nice
simple.
I get a nice back rub maybe when I go down and I go to lay besides my wife. Maybe I get a nice back rub, you know. Oh my God, I'm really going to get it. There's just no separated someone getting anything or having anything, or there's no one able to get something at the same time. There may be the appearance of getting many things, getting paid for work.
Perhaps, perhaps we can get non-fragmentation. Perhaps we can get the sense of not being separate.
Yes, but even the sense, I understand what you're saying, but even the sense of being separated is already not separated. From where? From what?
I
So
understand what you say, but when I feel separate and I sort of pray the mantra, I am not separated, it just doesn't work.
no, it doesn't work. Of course, it doesn't work. No.
And at the same time, that's it already.
Yeah.
Having the idea of feeling separate and praying the mantra, I'm not separate. That's it.
And,
Done.
and then suddenly, Giovanni, this sense of not, the absence of the sense of feeling separated may just simply, or the feeling separated may just simply vanish for no reason without doing any mantra,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
totally.
Maybe just sitting in your car or talking, and then suddenly there's no sense of you having a life. There's just what's happening, right?
Yes. Yeah.
What is it you're wanting to work exactly by thinking a mantra?
Oh, I just mentioned the word mantra. Could be anything else.
Yes,
I
right.
mean, you could just say, "Oh, I'm not feeling well, but this is already it." It may not work as you would say, right? Sometimes it just doesn't work. You don't feel well, you don't feel good, you feel that something is not right, and you sit and say, "Oh, this is already it." Sometimes it
Yeah,
just doesn't work.
because you cannot
No, that's
bullshit
not going to
yourself
work.
out of something where you are already not in. You cannot fool yourself out of something which you are already not in. You cannot bullshit yourself out of the feeling, out of the thought that this is not right. Because there's already no you in a thought or separated from the thought that this needs to be something else or not.
Yes, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
At
your
the
mind
same
is a box, and you can't talk yourself out of the box.
Oh, you,
There's-
you,
No.
you
So that's
cannot.
the perfect trap. Trapped in the box. Boom.
And it has no actual walls either. It's borderless.
Sander, that's why that's why you have to get rid of thoughts, you see. That's why. That's the next step, right?
Well, I'm not.
Mm.
Here, there's no issue with faults or no faults or whatever.
Here it's the
So
same.
the,
Oh, here is the same also, but that's a few steps after. But
I don't think it would work to have the
hmm.
intention of stopping thoughts. I think
Oh,
that
you're
thought
absolutely right. It wouldn't. No, you
I
can't.
think that thoughts stop when there is no one thinking.
Well, you can't stop thoughts by just a force of will. That's true. You can't.
No, you
You're
can.
more. In fact, you're likely to start thinking more if you're trying to
Yeah,
stop your thoughts.
yeah,
But there are ways of stopping thoughts as a result of doing something else. But not just thinking, oh no, I'm not going to think a thought because it's too late, isn't it? By the time you by the time you decide you want to stop a thought, it's already too late because the thought has already arrived.
Of course.
Yeah. So
Let
people talk
me
about
tell you something. This was beautiful. I mentioned that I was listening about schizophrenia. How was it called? Word? Schizophrenic people. So, and one doctor was
Shit of
explaining
what?
schizophrenic.
schizophrenic.
Schizophrenic. Okay,
Schizophrenic.
okay. So, and the one was an expert, and he was analyzing a videos. One guy was recording himself to show like how it is in a way, even though it's quite hard. But and then the expert mentioned that when a lot of schizophrenic people have schizophrenics, they are they have gaps. They have moments where there is no thought. And that's why for them, there is this, the time is linear, right? And when everything is functioning normal, you can simply, of course, you're in this timeline and you can, and because they have those gaps, this is in a way the disorder, for them, time is not there. For a lot of this was so funny to listen to this because they call it's a disorder when there are no thoughts. It's in a way a not good functioning body. Oh my complex. And I was cracking up.
Yeah, because they were
course, it's
saying
about-
that the sense of having no time was being schizophrenic.
You know, and I was listening to the whole thing. It was so funny for me, just seeing, you know, how those people in a way just seeing everything as a dream, not really being able to see it as real, and trying like really in order to survive, to make sense of this life and make it real for them and put themselves somewhere, because they don't feel that they are, that they exist. There is this lack of feeling, you know, and this so-called schizophrenic. And this was funny for me to listen to this. Yeah.
But
Yeah, I have no idea what is schizophrenic is, or how does he feel. So I don't know.
it's mental disorder.
Yeah, it seems to be a disorder.
There can be thoughts giving instructions. You have to do this. You have to do that. All types of, you know, instead of calling them voices, it's our voices. Sometimes they have a character behind it. It's someone else in the head.
Yeah. Telling them even, this is often like kill yourself. This is like very, very dangerous.
Negative, yes, it's negative.
Yeah, negative, and that's why the doctors, of course, it's very important not to take any drugs, because drugs in a way are making this even more negative. Like that a lot of people are killing themselves who have this.
Well, there are special drugs for schizophrenia, but
yes.
there's also paranoia, because the guy I knew, he had this feeling that people were out to kill him. People were wanted to kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's crazy. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Like falls out of control in a way, you know. It's
Yeah, see? This is simply how the cookie crumbles. Again, innocence at play. I mean, this is just the body-mind complex functioning and such, or not functioning or misfunctioning or whatever functioning, whatever you call it, that's it already. Looking for help. Yeah.
Giovanni, you must be familiar though with you know, the kind of practices like, you know, putting your attention on the breath, which calms the mind down and makes thoughts become fewer thoughts.
Yes,
you must
I
be
have
familiar.
heard
You must
about
be
it.
familiar. You must be familiar with that kind of thing. Yeah, you've heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about it. Yes.
But you've never
No,
practiced
I
that
have
kind of thing
never practiced.
yourself.
No.
No, I see. Right.
I have tried, but because I somehow, for a long time now, I felt that not doing has much more meaning than doing. doing just does just doesn't make any sense, because the moment you want to do something, you reinforce the doer, right? If you have an intention, you must have someone who is intending, and
Yes,
it
but
contradicts.
it's possible to get to not doing by doing. It's possible to, through the process of doing, to come to a point of not doing.
There is no not doing, sweetheart. What are
Maybe.
you talking about?
Hey, come on, Rosa. I'm the expert, okay, when it comes to this sort of thing.
What's your question,
Please,
Rosa?
please.
Giovanni?
What's your question?
No, I just pointed out here, like that there is always a doing, a non-stop doing, full-on booming
Yes,
doing.
but it's not a doing. It's not a doing separated, right? It's not
Exactly.
something separate trying to do something.
No, there's no separated doer.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me just take
Separated
an
not
example.
doing.
All right,
But
let me just take an example. Let's say that that listening to music makes you feel relaxed. So you could say, right, I'm not relaxed, therefore I'm going to listen to some music to make me relax. So there's an example of you doing something in order to become not doing.
Yeah, I don't, I mean, it's possible, yes. You know, sometimes the brain is working like a crazy machine, and you just sit and breathe slowly to slow it down. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
But
I
that's
agree.
already innocent. So the idea to breathe slowly is just what's arising, so to say. There's no one behind that
Already.
thought, like let me breathe slower, or
Well,
let.
Sander, you already said there's a doer before, so there is someone doing that, right? And there's no
Oh,
doing.
there is and there isn't. There, in the sense, there's no separated doer. Yes, but there's definitely doing.
So we can agree then that there is someone who decides to do this, to
But
No,
not someone
breathe.
apart from this. Not apart.
Yes,
not
exactly.
someone,
But
not
there is
But
someone.
it's just words, Tony. I understand what you're saying, but not
no.
as a someone separated outside of the activity itself or behind it as some.
But that's not true for everyone. It's not true for most people. They feel they are separate.
But then we are back again. Are we teaching?
No,
Are
I'm
we
just
here
observing.
I
discussing
understand,
methods?
Tony. I understand. You're completely right. But for me,
I'm observing.
no. But for me, it's never like that. So it's for me so hard. I
Yeah.
don't know how to address such a person. For me, this is crazy. It's because you in a kind of way ask me something to imagine. I understand it totally where you're coming from, but here it's just hard. It's hard. I can
Yeah, I
only
understand you too. I understand you too. Really.
I can only see it in that way. Sorry, but I totally, there's nothing. You're totally right. There's nothing wrong, with addressing someone separated when there's a sense of separation. That's probably the easiest way. But for me, I would
Exactly.
almost be impossible.
You see, I'm
But
just coming from I'm coming from a particular place where I would say, okay, I teach this specific thing, and this is the result you're going to get from it, and this is what you will do, and you will listen to me, and you will follow what I say,
yeah.
this is the doer, and that's not a problem. That's not a
Oh,
problem whatsoever.
I, and I'm not saying it's wrong
Mm,
either. I'm totally
exactly.
no. I'm totally fine. You know
Mm.
that. I told you. I'm
Yeah,
totally
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
There's no issue with it whatsoever. But here it just doesn't play that way. So I don't see anyone to address in that sense as something separate because there's just simply no separation. The sense was not there, and I don't see it either. So I don't know how to. Of course, we can talk in separate people and addressing that, but it would be like hard work.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
sometimes it seems that when we say a few words for someone who feels separate, it seems to work. Sometimes I have this sense. when I'm, sitting in front of someone, and this someone is trying to, we are talking about this subject, which is very rare, and the person says, is there not a me? Is there not an I? Then I suddenly feel an opening. And sometimes words have meaning and have a certain way. Sometimes.
And when it comes to practices, it can be very helpful. I'm not denying that practices are not helpful. This is also not said here.
Of course, and this is, of
Can be,
course,
it can be very, very helpful.
it plays so freely. Again, I can only see the perfection. Someone who looks for help will find help. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. That's how the game plays. There is nothing wrong with looking for, I was looking for help. Yeah, and I found help. What a beauty. So it just the whole time playing as it plays freely. And you can put any label on this, no matter what. It's not changing.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. I help people. They say, "Wow, Tony, you've helped me," and I think, well, okay, that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are infinite ways to arrive at nothing. Infinite. It's like waking up from a dream, from a night dream, and you dream that you are traveling in the world, and you dream that you are in a train for I don't know how many weeks, and in fact the alarm clock just ringed and you wake up, and all that dream happened in a fraction of a second, and you thought that you were traveling the world for years and years. So the story can go on.
My wife, she was 20 years depressed. She did all types of therapies, and she did acceptance and commitments therapy, mindfulness, and for her, it's because she done it.
Yeah, beautiful.
Because she did the work.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
because they're doing practices and all that.
Yeah, and I'm never going to tell her when I meet her. No, of course not.
No.
Never. Why should I?
If that is how it is, then that is how it is.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the point. Yeah, what to say? It's simple. It's quite simple. That's what
and
it
in
is.
the same way, it may happen that you meet someone who is doing exercises the whole day long, and you go to this person and say, look, I think that you are reinforcing the same thing that you want it to disappear. It's impossible. It may function also.
Well, Rose and we did a talk with somebody who's done all the advanced programs for the Isha Foundation from start to finish.
meRci, yeah, I remember meRci.
It took 8 years, and after finishing, he was half a year or a year laying depressive on the bed.
Yeah.
May happen.
Yeah.
Well, of course, that can happen. Any kind of practice can cause that. It's difficult to analyze why that's happened.
Of course.
Impossible. Maybe if he'd done maybe if he'd done another 8 years, he would have been okay. So you should have said to him, look, you should have done the 16 years and it would have been perfect.
Yeah, that's the cookie.
Tony Parsons always says that. You haven't got it yet. Come another time to my meeting.
You see, that's my answer to Gareth, you see, because Gareth, how long did you practice TM? You said last time. How long did you practice?
Oh, not very long at all.
Well, how long is that? A few months?
Yes, something like that. When I came.
Okay, so yeah, go on.
The teacher when I met the teacher, he said, I want you to bring the following items. I didn't know what was the point of that. He said, could I bring
Oh, that's just a little ceremony. Yes, that's right.
an orange, a clean anchor, I can't say the word.
Handkerchief. Yeah, it's just a little, it's a puja. What you did was a puja.
And
But
50
you see,
pounds.
there's the difference. There's the difference, Gareth. You see, you did a few months,
And
and
a
I
fif-
did and I did 35 years. You see, that's the difference.
and
Oh my gosh.
I also had to bring the 50 pounds of money.
Yes, Rosa, every day, 2 times a
50
day for
pounds.
35 years.
That was cheap.
Until I became just like you.
Tony, this plays so freely, you see, and this is the uniqueness of each character. Like, this is the wow. This is the wow, like to see how this plays out so beautifully and what to say. Yeah, beautiful.
Whatever.
Sorry. But Garrett, you want to continue?
No, I don't think so. That was it, I think.
We were just enjoying the moment.
Hey, and Garrett, what is it you want to get?
I wouldn't mind to be a little bit more happy, like like those who attend to.
But
Michael's-
wait. You always say
Michael's,
like those.
Zoom.
Yeah, but so what is the problem with Garrett?
Well, I'm not very good in what's the word, in public. When I come to these Zooms, I usually turn off my video.
Yeah,
But
who is saying that you are not good in public?
I'm the one that's saying that.
Oh, really? How do you know? How do you know that you are saying that?
Recently, I had to go out to a little meeting after work a while ago, and I was so nervous. I drank about 6 pints of beer just to calm down. And
No, but back to the question: how do you know that it's really in that sense?
what the nervousness.
Yes, and that it's wrong.
Well, I don't say it's wrong, but it is a bit of a nuisance. You know, it'd be nice to be a little bit more confident and relaxed.
Yeah, Garrett, what to say? That's it. Maybe it's never going to be more relaxed, sweetheart, no matter how much beer you drink or Zooms you attend. That's it. What's the
Yeah,
probe? No probe,
well,
you see? It's just like, yeah, it's just a game.
But
Being
is it a
totally,
matter of being nervous? Has this always been the case, so to say?
yeah, yeah,
So what's
yes.
the problem? What's the problem?
Well, well, it is a horrible feeling to have, you know, when you're a little bit despondent, and if you're only a 4 rather than you'd like to be a 9, a little bit more. It's not going to happen.
But what is a 4 and what is a 9? Is anyone here a 9 and why are you a 4?
Well, I think the those who attend Michael's Zooms, they're all 10s by the look of them.
My God, Garrett. Why? Because they sound like they have an orgasm the whole time or what?
Well,
Because they say everything is magical or what? How you know that it's really magical there and that it's not just bullshit?
well, it might be. I'm wondering about that sometimes, but they're so happy.
Yeah. Yeah, but how do you know that they're really happy?
I don't fully know. No.
Can it be that it's just bullshit?
It could well be,
It's just pretending. or it's just a certain type how people are. Some people seem to be happy, some other people seem to be serious.
Yes,
You know, yes.
that's
Let
how it
me,
is.
Garrett, let me turn back the attention of on back to Garrett, not to the others, like where you see this skill or whatever, this freedom, but back to you. So I just want to say to you, sweetheart, there is no escape of bullshitting yourself the whole time. No escape.
Ah,
So let's crack up here and enjoy the show, sweetheart.
yes. I think if I attended Michael's meeting, I would bring down the can't think of the word, I would bring it down a lot, you know, the atmosphere.
You're not so special, sweetheart. Sorry.
No.
You are not. Really, no.
Yeah, I think they would stop my video and stop my mute. I can't say the
Gareth,
word.
you just need another million lifetimes, and you'll start to get those glimpses. These two. I'll tell you a story. These two devotees, they went to see the Buddha, you see, and they said to the Buddha, "When are we going to get enlightened? How long is it going to take? How many lifetimes?" And the Buddha pointed to this tree, which had like thousands and thousands of leaves on it, and he said to them, "You'll be enlightened. The number of lifetimes will be as many as the leaves on this tree." And then one of them was so depressed. He said, "What, really? All those lifetimes, as many as those leaves on the tree?" He was so depressed. But the other one was really happy and excited. He said, "Really? Only just the one tree?"
One chance in a million.
Garrett, you know, when I look at you,
Come on.
I just see a smiling face over there with those blinking eyes, and it's just telling beautiful stories, which I cannot believe, sweetheart. As much as I try, it's impossible to believe here. Also, like in the last Zoom, I remember it was about depression. Yeah, sorry, no way, no way. And this is so beautiful. Like yeah, what to say?
I think Tony's quite right. If you listen to the BBC News, or you can listen to some nice music.
Oh, I don't think I mentioned the news. That's going to get you really depressed.
Yeah,
Well, no, I'm watching from time to time the news. It's
Of course,
the
yeah,
same.
me too.
It's the same. It's just watching the news. It's
You
no
know,
more,
but
no less.
the sense, Garrett, you know, this needs to be something else. It's just, you know, I cannot say it otherwise. And I know this is not going to help, but it doesn't need to help. But the sense like this is not good, it needs to be different, is already just simply innocently this. And this may stay until the flesh rotten or not.
it's good to hear. Yeah.
And there maybe or not, maybe one day there may be a calling or writing an email to Tony, or picking up meditation again, or going to more meetings, or not, you know, this.
Yes.
Oh, you missed your chance. You could have gone to see Emerson and got your head popped. That window of opportunity is gone now, Gareth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I wonder really how high that need is, because if that need is so high, you would already pay the $50 and went to Emerson.
Yeah, I was watching a couple of the students that came to this Zoom. I forget the names now, and both of them seemed a little bit down, even after beginning to see Emerson. I forget the
Also,
name.
oh, wait. So I hear there's an idea that when you have been to Emerson, you're never going to feel down, something, you know, you're going to smile when your wife is dying and crying. for your help. You're going to be laughing and you're going to feel good. Is that what's going on, Garrett?
I thought it would be like that. I'd like
Well,
to have my money back from Amazon if it didn't work, but
okay.
Does he give discounts? I mean, does he give
yes, I think he
your
will.
money back if it doesn't work?
His friends, he will give a free session with a friend.
So magically, you're always going to feel very good. You're never going to cry. You're going to smile and boom out like Rosa. When it all works out, then it's going to completely different. It's going to be the other way.
That's
You're going
what
to be
I'm hoping for.
smiling.
Yeah.
and-
Yes, that's what I'm waiting for.
Well, good luck.
Like the young lady from I can't remember which country, but it's AGNES. Agnes, is it?
You mean the Romanian lady?
Yes, she's so what's the word? Blooming, really happy from following well, things changes for her, didn't they? She had a good change in her
I
life.
wonder if she feels and how she looks like early in the morning when she is not on the video.
Yes.
Don't know what about in the morning, but yeah.
Garrett, sweetheart, I love it. I love it. What you're blubbering there. It's so beautiful. And yeah, just this. You see how beautiful this plays out?
I'm
The ideas.
having an idea. Having all types of ideas how freedom and enlightenment may look.
Yeah, beautiful. That's it.
These
That's
ideas
it.
may just simply crumble,
Yeah. This may change tomorrow or not. Yeah, what a beauty.
I say give it a try, Garrett.
Well, one thing at a time,
Boom.
yes. I prefer to have the mushrooms first. I can start with the mushrooms. I'll progress to Emerson later, maybe, but
Well, you better get to him before he puts the price up.
yes, I would be disappointment if the price went up double.
Or does he? Maybe he does like 1 free, maybe he does 2 for 1.
Like in the supermarket.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
But he is
buy
doing
5, get 1 free. Sorry, Rosa.
Yeah, I guess Emmy is doing this indeed. When he starts with you, he's going to give you the 2 more without, like a friend, definitely. He is like this. He simply loves to help people and be there for them. Innocently so. It's just simply how the cookie crumbles over and over and over again.
Yes,
no escape, sweetheart.
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah,
a nice guy. Yeah.
Yes,
Giovanni.
because each of us likes to do one thing or another thing, and some people likes to have dialogues and zooming, one to one. I don't know, and they enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's the way they like to pass their time. Why not?
Sander, that's what I said. Sander, that's what I said the first time I came here. What are you all doing here? Why are you here?
Yeah.
Exactly. Good question.
Exactly. Why not?
And Rosa got really pissed off with me.
Why not? No, not really. I enjoyed it in a way. But here, with why, this question why,
Oh, I don't know about why.
The answer-
I've got no
the
idea
answer-
about
the
anything,
answer-
really.
the answer is here always like, why not? Why not?
We know
It's-
nothing about why. It's impossible because there are so many parameters happening at the same time. We cannot choose a few parameters and say, oh, yes, this is happening because such and such happened before. That's just
Of
one
course.
or 2 or 3 parameters.
Yeah, but the mind is very
among-
good. The mind is very good at inventing reasons, isn't it? I mean, you do something
yeah.
and then you'll tell yourself, well, I did this because of this. or I didn't do
Yes.
that. And so you won't be short of ideas about
Oh,
why you
never,
did
yeah.
something. But at the time you do it, it's completely spontaneous. There's
yes,
no
beautiful.
one pulling strings to make you
No,
do stuff. It's just done, and then you own it afterwards. When you
beautiful.
think about it reflectively, you'll say, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's why I did this. Or I did the
Yes.
right thing, or I did the wrong thing." Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
brilliant.
And conclusions and assumptions are as spontaneously as anything else, you know. So this just it goes.
It's just impossible for me to feel any guilt about anything. That feeling, it's just impossible for that feeling to arise here.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
Now that
sweetheart.
you mentioned, I do feel guilt sometimes. Now that
I'm
you
just
mention, I have
thinking
to
about
look
it.
this because I have done some stupid things, you know, in life. And when I think about them, sometimes I feel guilty, but I know that it doesn't make sense.
So what's the probe with feeling guilty? Is there a problem, Giovanni?
Well, usually when there is the sense of feeling guilty, there is someone, right?
So what?
Separate.
So what?
Uh,
You're not having that, but Giovanni, you're not having that conversation with yourself, are you? When you feel guilty, you just feel guilty. You don't then say, well, is there someone separate feeling this guilt? Does anyone do that? I don't know. It just, oh,
no.
I feel guilty. I feel guilty. It's very direct, isn't it? Very, I feel
Yeah.
guilty. You're not saying, yeah, but is that a separate person? No. Well, maybe we can do it in Zoom meetings, but I mean, in normal daily life, you're not doing that, are you?
There's just full on guilt, like there's full on speaking, or you know, there's nothing additional. There's no extra layer of it's my guilt going on, blah 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 blah.
Mm.
But even if this happened, then it's it's all included. It's not separate. But like you said, Tony, most of the time it's not like that. That's just guilt.
Here, everything may happen and arise, but there is no problem with this. It's just full on. And I have no fucking clue what next is going to pop up. Maybe full on guilt. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But there's just a story going on in a way, right, Giovanni? Probably about a so-called past event, and then out of that story may arise a sense of guilt.
Yeah.
That story is just innocently playing, like maybe there's a trigger or something or a reminder, which is also innocent because there's no way of controlling anything. So something pops up, and then the story starts playing.
Yeah.
And I can sense this is something I have done. It's because of me, which also is just innocently arising. The me.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah.
But wouldn't it be good to just get rid of the guilt?
No,
Not have
Tony.
it-
No, sweethearts. Sorry for interrupting like this. The
At
time
that
is running
moment,
out. The
yeah.
time is running out, and I just want to say thank you before it's going to kick us out. Thank you so much for joining. And Giovanni, let's go on Tuesday evening with Sanderlinchen with this guilt thing. If you're there, if you have time, I would love to listen
Yeah,
more.
guilt is one
Tony?
of the big ones, isn't it? Guilt is a biggie.
Guilt,
Let's
shame,
just get rid of the
blame.
guilt. Let's just get rid of the guilt. But Giovanni, you'll have to sign up. $50 to start, and then there'll be some discount
Oh, that's
down
cheap.
the
That's
line.
okay.
And then, and then you can come to some of the satsangs. And I've got this really good T-shirt you can buy. And then there's audio downloads, $10 per download.
Okay,
And
sweetheart.
anyway,
So
the guilt
I
will be
wanna
gone in
say
no time
thank
at
you.
all.
The necklace with the photo, you have it?
Well, I have
The
to put the
necklace with
photo
the
of
photo?
Ramana behind me. So, just to make it
Sweetheart,
authentic.
I want to say thank you. And I hope to see you next Tuesday. And let's continue with this guilt, blame, shame, whatever. And I wish you a
Let's
Guilt
see
trip.
what happens. No, let's see what happens.
exactly. So Very, very cool. And yeah, what to say? Just this.
See you then.
See you then. Love you. Bye bye.
Thank